Alrighty, what is up, guys? Evan Aldo here. If you enjoy the content, leave a like and check out the Aldo Empire Discord down below. Wanted to show you this latest trade that I'm in, as you can see down here over on FAIRDESK, and this was a trade setup that I gave in advance in the Aldo Empire VIP Discord this morning at 10:30 a.m. I was already in a Bitcoin long, added to that, and then accidentally closed it out this morning. So I re-entered kind of this setup I gave you. The more conservative stop loss would have been at 29,460, but that wasn't even that bad of a risk reward ratio. Anyway, it was a kind of basic strategy, breakout of a bull pennant. So nothing like too complicated to get into, and we'll see what happens right now. What I want to talk about is what we could end up doing. So CryptoFace was talking about the possibility of coming up to maybe 38K, based on the spiral line, based on how things are looking. And, I think it's absolutely possible here. I mean, if you look at the spiral line, when we would hit it, maybe mid to late July, if we are able to keep going kind of in this Bitcoin rally upward. I mean, you got the gapped RSIs right here, and that's the main kind of bullish thing, that they're gapped, but now they're curving back up. You have a VWAP that's been below the zero line for a while, a trigger wave now printing on the 6 days. So that's looking bullish, man. That's looking pretty bullish. A trigger wave here, money flow coming up. I mean, it looked like originally we'd come back into the red here and come down farther, but it does look a little bit more. I mean, there's always going to be Aldo to talk about the bearish case as well. I mean, there's always going to be a bearish case too, a bullish case and a bearish case. 2 weeks now printing a green dot. After the red dot right here, it was looking like we'd come, deeper into the red. I mean, my DCA strategy is to just stick with Bitcoin for now. I'm still waiting for some more things to happen, to start DCAing into Ethereum and converting, some of my Bitcoin over to Ethereum and altcoins when the time is right. But right now, I'm just sticking with the Bitcoin DCA, based on kind of the 2 week and a few other things. I talk about it more in the Discord. By the way, guys, for the VIP Discord, check it out. Link down below. There's VIP premium channels in there that we post. Me and two other pro analysts post the analysis. Don't want to show too much, but check it out down below. Hope everybody understands. So yeah, and you're hitting right now. So those are the bullish things I just showed you on Market Cipher. We're hitting right now this big pocket right here, which is going to be a pretty big place. Around 31, and we made a slight higher high than this high, which is a pretty good sign. It's a pretty good sign for the bullish case. If we were to, come up to that, the other bullish thing too is, I mean, you're getting the money flow crossover on the 16-hour high anchor wave, which probably could bring you down in the short term. Getting the money flow crossover. Just want to see if we were to do, I don't know, something like this. Yeah, that'd probably be your case to 38 or something right around there. You'd probably hit it 37, 38. Man. Kind of exciting, and just keep in mind, guys, I know some people have been like, Evan, you're so bearish or whatever. I've been DCAing into Bitcoin based on that 2 week for a while. Just Bitcoin. A lot of these alts have really been left in the dust, against Bitcoin. So you got to be careful. There are times to get into alts. This isn't one of them. So I think I still outperformed a lot of you bulls who are buying altcoins and even NFTs, or those apes making lower lows right now. So be careful. But yeah, 4 hour now getting a bearish div as we're hitting this point. So this could potentially be a short. I do have an ETH short in because ETH has been lagging so much against Bitcoin right now. It didn't even really make a higher high, only slightly. Been looking to short ETH a little bit more. So I think that's going to do relatively well, kind of based on this. On a Friday night coming into the weekend, if you guys are new, weekends are always a bit tougher to trade, especially like Friday night coming into the weekend, less trading volume. Usually the market makers can make price, go zigzag in some ways and stop everybody out, so be careful. Money flow isn't exactly coming out yet in the 4 hours, so I'm not overly concerned. 5 hours, well, money flow, if you could zoom in here, I mean, it's not really, curving down that much. From here it is, so, it is bearish. It is a nice short setup, but I would still, use caution here. I would still use a little bit of caution, especially if we do get, another jump up into the weekend. I mean, the market makers, the market always tries to play with you here. This is coming up right here, that money flow on the two hour, and you're hitting a spiral line right here to potentially kind of jump off of, and you may get a trigger wave on this 30 minutes. So that may be another jump up a bit more here if that does kind of play out. So kind of just sitting, I'm sitting in the long like I showed you. This guy is, not doing bad. Nice rack right there. So yeah, Um, that's what I'm looking at. And then lower time frames, money flow coming up. So yeah, it looks like we may get a little jump off the spiral line. Even going, kind of long, scalp long off of this. I don't know if I would even do that right now, just because coming into the weekend, Friday nights aren't the best time to kind of trade. Better to just take some time off, enjoy life. But yeah, I mean that's that. But macro analysis is good to do. Fine to do whenever, especially since Bitcoin's always trading. But the thing here, I mean, say we do, just to give you guys a little bit of like macro, like I was kind of changing around my thing to, kind of see if we do come up to that area, that 38. People would be asking, what happens after 38? I mean, so let's say we get up to 38 by like end of July or something, right around here, mid to late July. I mean, some people probably would think August. You'd probably repeat something of that nature up there, which would be, let's draw this guy. Let's draw this guy like right from there to there. Yeah, something like that. It's 37, 38. And then what would happen after that? I think you could see a 50% correction. 50% correction theoretically. We haven't seen one of those in a while. Maybe a 50% or after that jump up. If it is like 2015, 2016, let me just draw what I would think would happen with the gap to RSIs. And this is going to be like boy who cried wolf with the gap to RSIs, especially for me being bearish on them. And I mean, then you would maybe get something like that. Maybe they'll come together and you'll be okay, but I think you would maybe see something like that. Then you'd come down a good amount into maybe October, November or something, then come up, a decent amount more into the halvening. Could be a bit of a roller coaster, kind of on the way up into the next bull run potentially. If we do see, something like this, that's kind of just straight up kind of in 2015, if it's kind of like, that kind of area, especially with that money flow, once you came to the green there, I mean, you were pretty much golden, but here you were not golden. Here you had that high. If it is kind of like that almost, and you see you got the red, then you came down. If it's kind of that jump up, I mean, there's still a decent trajectory downward after that if you were to do something of that nature. So once you get up to 38K, I do think you would see somewhat of a drop downward, my main guess, kind of on the macro there. And I think that would be kind of orchestrated by the 3 week. I think that would finally give you a red dot and you'd come down a bit with the 3 week in this trend reversal. Could be something like this. See that blue triangle? You just came up a bit higher there and then you came back down. That's assuming we could get above, just to reiterate here, guys. This is all assuming we can get above right here. We can get above 33 and then we could get there. That's all assuming this. And to say the least, so it's assuming that this bearish div in the 4 hour doesn't really play out and end all the fun here. I think there might be gas left in the tank. What I want to talk about here is obviously ETH Bitcoin keeps bleeding, just keeps getting demolished against Bitcoin. You wouldn't really expect this to happen. If you look at this chart, you would think everything's dumping down. It's not. You know what I mean? You wouldn't really expect this to happen. I think if we get up to 38K, this is probably going to get down to here around 38K, another 14%. And I think it's probably going to continue downward after that. If we do see another correction downward, maybe you get up to 38K and then you crash, down to 20K from there. That's a potential. And then you come down farther there. But let's not get too ahead of ourselves. Total 2, this is everything minus Bitcoin. Weekly kind of coming up, potentially to come up a bit more. These gap to RSIs I don't like too much. What I really wanted to talk about more here, though, was total 3, which is interesting because my guess for this is that you would, if we do pump up to 38K, this is probably going to continue upward a bit more. It's probably going to really lag behind, but you probably get up to here or something, When would this be? Mid-July, mid to late July, probably up to 360 or something. Then after that, you'd probably continue to see Bitcoin dominance rise upward in this to maybe come down to our technical target potentially at 208 or something. That's what I'm kind of guessing here. Actually, kind of that point, that kind of area. So that's what I'm potentially looking at there. But short term, if we do pump up more, this could continue upward a bit. Keep in mind this monthly does confirm a red dot in 7 days. So we do have that on the monthly, but kind of the no-brainer here is you make a lower low after this in the next, towards the end of the year or something, you get that bull div, in let's say October, November, September, October, November, that's what everything's looking like. Kind of your golden opportunity to be DCAing into altcoins, buying altcoins, stuff of that nature. So that's what I'm looking at for total 3. Let's look at ETH. Doing this a little bit out of order. I mean, obviously, ETH lagging behind Bitcoin, didn't really make much of a higher high here. Double top right there. Not a bearish div like we do have on Bitcoin, but could definitely come down a bit here. Main bullish case like Bitcoin, I mean, the thing here is like, okay, so a money flow crossover in the 16-hour upward. And right there to, if you break out of this volume range, you got a technical target around 2070. Bitcoin goes up to, let's say Bitcoin goes up to, 38K. This could go up, that's 25%, I think, if Bitcoin goes up to 38K. This would go up maybe 12% here, maybe more. Could go up more. You'd probably mess around with that point, somewhere around here, 22 or something. I think it's going to continue to lag behind. But the first things first, I mean, we do have to break above this level. We might not. Look at this pattern right here. Blue triangle, green dot, down. Right there. That's a pretty bearish case in the daily, especially gapped RSIs on the daily right there. That's a big case to, bring us downward. What if we do this? That may end the fun. Make a lower low on this. If we do something like that, it would be kind of I don't know, did I draw that a little bit weirdly? Surprised it should give me the same kind of, no, it would be the same kind of area. Yeah, I drew that a little. But yeah, down to potentially that point. We'll see what happens there. That'd be a pretty, drastic drop downward. That could end the fun. But money flow is still kind of strong in the 5-hour. It's definitely not looking like extremely toppy. However, 2-day as well, not looking the best. Money flow coming out. These RSIs coming together. They may curve back down. VWAP curving down. That's mainly your bearish case to kind of reject from here. Potentially reject from here. Weekly kind of coming up like wants to print a green dot. And let's look at the 5-day like we looked at on Bitcoin. 5-day about to print a trigger wave here. RSIs coming together. Pretty good sign. That 5-day is pretty good for, oh man, maybe even make a higher high. Maybe even get here with this. So let's just see what that pump up percentage would be. 22%. Maybe it follows Bitcoin upward to 2,300. That's a decent probability here. That's decent probability. So take a look at that. Money flow coming out on the 2-week here. I think inevitably we will get into the red here. It's just kind of a matter of, a little bit of a matter of time, When does that happen? That might not happen until October. Maybe we come back to 1,200 there. Keep in mind, guys, though, even if we keep going into kind of that bull run, we just keep going up like some people think, you're still probably, based on this chart, you're still probably better off with Bitcoin than Ethereum, at least until we get to kind of this point, which I think is most likely a done deal here. Nothing's 100%, but this continues to look pretty bearish, especially in this 2-week. When this comes into the red, that may be a good time to kind of DCA in. I mean, if it comes into the red, worst case scenario would be kind of like that, and then you come down, a bit more there. Maybe come into the red. I don't think we're going that low with ETH Bitcoin, but it's possible. Anything's possible. But yeah, 2-week does not look good here. Last but not least, I want to show you guys Bitcoin dominance. We're hitting, if you think fib levels mean anything on Bitcoin dominance, we're hitting this point. It's a technical target also for kind of a bull pennant we broke out of over here. 51, 52, it's a big place. Money flow still looks pretty good in the weekly. Money flow looking decent on all these time frames. Nothing, it's very overheated, yes, and you're getting some bearish divs, but nothing's looking too bad for Bitcoin dominance. I'm almost in the camp that this could just keep, rattling upward as long as Bitcoin, keeps going up. And when Bitcoin and crypto finally come down, I think this will get hit hard, continue to come up, and could at least bring us up to 56 here, maybe even 60, that range. Altcoins I'm really looking to start getting into, around mid 50s is where I would kind of start, looking at getting into alts, especially with that money flow crossover into the green. I mean, you were kind of that was a good place. I mean, obviously, even if September was kind of a lot of the altcoins bottoming out on their Bitcoin pairs, that was a good place. Maybe we'll make a higher or lower high here, around 56% or something. That's what I'm looking at. So yeah, guys, check out the VIP Discord link down below, or check out the Aldo Empire Discord link down below. Really great community. Me and 2 other pro traders down there. Also check out FAIRDESK, really good exchange in MEXC. MEXC is doing trading competition. Doing a promo just for you guys until July 1st. If you guys sign up to either FAIRDESK or MEXC with my links down below and deposit at least $200 to either of them, if you're an experienced trader, you can get 1 free month in my exclusive Discord and the VIP Aldo Empire VIP channels. Just open a ticket in the Discord once you deposit and put your UID in the Discord. So yeah, let me know. So yeah, check it out if you guys are interested. Subscribe to the channel, like the video, follow me on Twitter. Have a good one, guys. Goodbye.